Hi, welcome to the video podcast, Subconscious Mind Mastery. Thomas Miller here. Thanks for joining us. I've got a big surprise for you in just a second. You're going to like what I've got, some eye candy going on here. But first, I wanted to remind you that on Friday, on the audio podcast, we're going to have Laura Taft, one of our three readers here, who is going to talk about this, this thing that she wanted to talk. I let everybody say, you talk about what you want to talk about because we want to offer different perspectives. And she picked something that's really cool. We're going to be really close to it today, but I want to save the bulk of it for her to tell us on Friday. And then Saturday, I mentioned yesterday this special chart of this very tragic situation that happened in North Carolina. But why being in touch with our charts right now is more important than ever. And we'll talk about that on Saturday. Now, are you ready? You ready for some eye candy? Let's roll. But look. We can draw on the chart. Yay! So, got it figured out. See? Little baby steps of improvement. Little baby steps of improvement. All right, let's talk about what's going on today. First of all, we have Mercury conjoining Neptune at 1:44 p.m., and then Mercury is trining the south node and sextiling the north node. Yes, I'm just making sure that's correct. Yes, that is correct. So Mercury conjoins, we're going to be spending time right here. And of course, sunrise is about to happen here where you can see the time. I've just got this chart set to Atlanta. That's not where I am, but it's kind of a good central place for the Eastern time zone. So this is a focus right here because Mercury at 1:44 this afternoon will be conjoining Neptune. And then this other one involves the nodes, and you can see right here is the trine, and then here is the sextile. North node in Taurus, south node in Scorpio. All right, so that pretty much sets up what we're going to be discussing here, and mentioned this obviously in the audio podcast, and this is a lot of what Laura is going to expand upon. You are going to, after Friday's podcast, audio only on that one, you will have a much broader perspective of this whole aspect right here. But today, Mercury conjoins Neptune. And notice that I've got the oracle things setting up. See right here, this is the 1 minute literally before. If you want to see how you do this, you queue up you can do this on your own natal chart to see what your oracle planet is, that you queue it up right before sunrise. See, when the sun crosses the ascendant, that's the definition of a daytime chart versus a nighttime chart. This is by 1 minute a nighttime chart. And then if you have the ability to advance the chart, I'm going to go 1 minute here. Boom, there's Neptune. That's the oracle planet. It's the one that crosses the ascendant before the sun. And then if we were to move this on up, then well, it's a few more minutes away, then there's sunrise. See right there. I said a minute before. It was a minute before Neptune. That's what it was. I queued it up a minute before the oracle. So that's how that works. Kind of a cool thing in the chart. I like playing with that. But at 1:44 today now, we are going to see Mercury and Neptune conjoined. And what this is going to mean is hypersensitive spiritual perceptions, intuitions. Or, if we're on the shadow side of Neptune, it could mean confusion, foggy. It could also mean deception to ourself. And see, when Mercury is involved, I always think of this. This is what really imprints first, is that Mercury is the ruler or the archetype of communication. And who is the most important person we communicate with? Exactly. It's ourselves. So when we think about Neptune, one of the things that we can pause and reflect on, am I deceiving myself in any kind of way? See, what I like to do with this is check the shadow I like to check the shadow and see, am I playing into the shadow in my life, or am I moving toward the positive? So if I'm moving toward the positive, then that should mean that this is going to open up all kinds of inspirations. It's going to open up intuition. I'm going to get clarity. With Neptune, the shadow of fog, yes. See, okay, so let's think about clarity versus foggy, because I know we all deal with that, right? I deal with it all the time because Neptune and the Sun on my chart are standing on top of each other. So when we think about clarity, clarity of what? Clarity of our mind, of our thinking mind, which is the ego, or clarity of intuition. And with these three guys right here, these three planets, we should be, with Jupiter, the co-ruler Neptune in the sign of Pisces, I mean, we should be getting some really amazing perceptions right now. If it's not happening for you, just stay with it. Jupiter stays in here until May 10th, and then it's going to move into Aries until the later part of October. But the thing that we can do is just stay with this, because this is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger as Jupiter moves towards Neptune, which it will conjoin in April. We're going to start talking about that almost right away because it's almost imminent. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention too, and really just parlays this, talking about communicating with ourself. Mercury is in this trine with the south node and a sextile with the north node. So immediately, past karma is coming to the table as well. So while we have this conjunction with Neptune, we also have this connection. So if you've been wanting to know if there's something in your past, I'm talking way back past, maybe before you were born, experiment with that. Could it be that before you were born, you brought stuff to the table? Well, yeah, that's actually how the South Node represents in our chart, and according to the kind of astrology that I like to follow. So you're sitting down with your journal under this big aspect and asking for these answers, and then seeing what comes up. Maybe you'll get some revelations. Maybe you'll be on a walk, and you're just like, oh my gosh, and something will hit. Ask the universe for your sign to speak to you the way it wants to communicate to you. I've told my story in the Subconscious Mind Mastery podcast of some big revelations that have come from being on walks. And that's kind of my main mode. Yours may be something completely different. At the gym, I could go down a long list of ways that you could get your perception. Might be through deep meditation, or it might be while you're just driving around or filling up your water bottles and something says, email Fred Dodson about doing his audiobooks. It could be any of those things. So be open to that today. Be open to that tomorrow as well. This still will be in place for a couple of days, at least through the end of the week. And then Mercury will move on, and then it goes and chases down the sun. So, but for the next couple of days, you've got it strong. All right? I hope that helps. It is fun showing these. I'm glad that we're able to do this, and I will see you back tomorrow for our last one this week, and then we'll have Laura on, well, no. Last one for the weekly, then Laura on Friday, then this special episode on Saturday. Have a great day. See you soon.